So I'm just gonna do another review of the 48 Laws of Power. This book I've been reading a lot every time I'm on the train, when I'm going to school, and when I'm going other places. I always read this little book in my. Where the fuck is this book at, man? Let me grab this chocolate thing off the floor. Okay, no, it's not. But yeah, man. I mean, this book right here. You guys see this book right here? You see this book right here? This book is like the Bible, bro. It's like the Bible, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know a lot of people are hoping that I choked right there. Oh man, yeah, man. You guys should see the comments I get. I always just read like the first 3 comments and then I check how much money I make each month. I don't read all of them. I just read like the first one. If it's negative in the first if it's negative in the first sentence, I don't read the rest. I just go to the next one. If it's negative, I just click off and I check my money, my bank. I check my balance each month. I don't really check the comments like that. Cause I get a lot of hate online, like a shit ton of hate. You guys should see the death threats. Interesting, but it is what it is. I don't really care what they think. It's kind of comical to me that they think it's gonna affect me, which is fine, you know. It's okay. I know who it is too, but it's whatever. Anyway, let's get into this video real quick before. So for all of you guys out there that are wondering why this book is so tattered, it's because I've had it for such a long time, you know. Long time, you know. It's a book that's more so tattered. It's a ruthless book. Very ruthless. It kind of drains my soul reading this a little bit. Like I lose my soul a little bit. But it's okay. I mean, I'm not too mad. Okay, now which ones are my favorite laws? My favorite laws in this book. Law number 1 is critical. Law number 2, never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. You know, it's interesting. I have friends, like, I guess you could say friends, you know, people that are acquaintances and stuff, whatever. But those people, you don't want to tell them anything that is that can kind of lead back to you, or anything shady, you know, you don't want to tell them anything, nothing. Because they're quick to betray you. They won't even think twice. Friends are like whores. They're easily bought and sold. It's true, man. It's harsh. I'm using harsh words, but they're like whores, man. They're easily bought and sold. Like, they'll sell you out in a second. So don't worry about them, man. Friends, there's bullshit. It's bullshit, to be honest. It's all bullshit, really. It's all a game and it's all bullshit. That's kind of what I gleaned from this book. It's like everything is a game. Everything is about, oh, this person can be manipulated. Okay, he can be manipulated. Okay, he said this. Oh, he's using that law. Like, okay, how can I protect? Okay, he's doing that. Okay, so how can I figure him out? How can I turn the tables on him? Oh, okay, he's full of shit. Okay, he's a liar. Okay, he's trying to manipulate me. Okay, he's trying to... it's all a game, you know? And the book also talks about how life is kind of a game. And you shouldn't really take things personally, because it's business. It's business. It's business. When someone fucks you over, it's business. It's not personal. It's never personal. It's never personal. Even if someone kills your daughter or if someone kills your family, it's still not personal. It's business. It's all business at the end of the day, you know? Yeah, I mean, that's the game. That's how this book works. Now, these people are of infinite complexity, and you can spend a lifetime watching them without fully understanding them. So it is all the more important then to begin your education now. In doing so, you must also keep one principle in mind, blah, blah, blah. Never discriminate. This is a key. Never discriminate as to whom you study and whom you trust. That's the key right there. That's the key point in the first law. The second, the preface, yeah. That's the key right there. And then there's also like these little short stories on the side. You know how they have those little short stories on the side? Like they're like African folk tales. Like, all those little things that you've been hearing throughout your whole life? It's in this book. And a lot of the stuff that's in this book is kind of obvious too. It's not. It's kind of obvious, man. It's obvious. Like, you should never. Like, if, for example, if you're trying to destroy someone, you should always take the indirect route. You should never go directly. You should never show your emotions to someone because they can try to manipulate it and take advantage of it. So you should wear your if you're trying to do something like that's shady. If you're trying to do something shady, for example, you can always employ someone to do something for you, like a cat's paw, like someone that's willing to do the dirty work. And you need to also choose. You can't choose someone that knows too much about you as well. You can only choose someone that's kind of you're selective with what you tell them, and even if they get caught, the person that's doing the dirty work for you, it's not going to reveal too much about you. So you want to choose someone that's disposable, that you can kind of get rid of. It's really, really keep your hands clean. That's the law that I'm talking about right now. It's really interesting, man. Like, yeah, this book's really interesting. Yeah, it is. You learn things every day. I mean, I read the book like a couple times. I'm reading it again and again. And every single time you read it again and again, you learn something new because there's so many little nuances to it that you're kind of forgetting. Obviously, there's also little things that you're going to forget because there's so much information to kind of absorb. It takes years, possibly even decades to master this book. It's complex. Yeah. Friends. Oh man, because the logic is more so like friends are gonna be quick to betray you, and enemies, they have more to prove to gain your loyalty, which means they're gonna do more. You see what I'm saying? Now, there's also another point. If you save someone from death, or someone that saved the guillotine, like someone that's in a bad situation, and then you save them from that situation, then they're going to be more indebted to you, which means that they're more trustworthy than someone that's a friend. And typically, you don't always know your friends as well as you would think. More often than not, friends are, friends, just friends. It's keep them in their place. Don't ever give them information that can be used against you. Ever. Don't ever give them information that can be used against you. Like, just give them information that's harmless, that's not even really anything dangerous. Don't tell them anything that they can use against you. That's the key. That's the key. Right there. And also, you can tell people fake information to kind of get them to give you real information, which you can use against them later on. So, I mean, there's just so many things in this book, and if you have some sort of understanding of morality and you're someone that kind of feels bad about fucking people over, you need to fuck people over to get to a certain position in life. You kind of have to manipulate people. You have to fuck people over. Legally, of course. You have to kind of use people as puppets. Puppets. Be the puppet master with the strings. So, I mean, it's a very immoral book, but the world is immoral. The world is toxic. The world is toxic. The world that we live in is toxic, full of toxic people. And this kind of book kind of explains to you how you can kind of, protect yourself if you don't really want too much. If you don't want power, you can protect yourself from people that are trying to get power so that they don't step all over you on their rise to the top. But yeah, that's just my little review of this book. And I said earlier, right, I said some crazy shit at the beginning. Like, even if someone was to kill your entire family, it's not business. It's not personal. It's business, Yeah. Obviously, a lot of people are going to think I'm crazy for saying that, but,